Okay, so we've just written Ubuntu to our CD, and what we're going to do now is we're going to install it onto our main desktop. Now, this next part is going to go quite quickly, and that's virtually because what we're going to do is we're going to go into the BIOS, something called the BIOS, which stands for Basic Input-Output System, and we're going to tell the computer to, rather than boot up from the hard drive, to boot up from the CD itself. So to do that, firstly I apologize for the bad filming of the screen and what have you. I don't actually have the ability to record my desktop while it's booting up. So booting up our computer here, and as soon as it boots up, you will see over there it says press delete to enter setup. Now yours might say something a little different, mine doesn't, so we're just going to basically hit delete until such time as the screen pops up. Now yours will more than all likelihood look a little different. That's okay. What you're looking for is the boot structure. So in my case it's Advanced BIOS. So I'm going to go into there, and you can see here it's already set first boot device to the CD-ROM. Now the probability is yours will say the hard disk. So you just press enter. We're going to go down to the CD-ROM, and then escape takes you out, and then we're going to save and exit setup. And yes, we want to save. Okay. And now what it's going to do is it's going to restart the machine. And it's going to boot up straight into the CD. Now if you just want to try Ubuntu, you can boot up from a live CD. In this case we're going to install it. Right. Okay, so the initial part of your installation process is finally loaded up. This can take quite a while. Now you have two options. You can try Ubuntu just to see what it's like without actually installing it on your hard drive, or you can install it. But before we go there, if you go up into the top right hand corner, see that icon over there? That means it has detected a wireless network. So I'm going to go down to mine, and it's going to ask me to enter the password for my network. Once I've put that in, the next thing it's going to ask me for is to create a new password. This is a password to connect to that network, but it's a password localized to this machine. So I'm going to go ahead and create one, and generally speaking I like to keep the two the same. Okay, so one has been created. I've clicked OK, and you can see there it's now connected. This means we can install updates during the main installation process. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to click Install Ubuntu. And it's checking everything there that's okay, and I want to download updates while installing and install third-party software, and then I'm going to click forward. Okay, so in this next screen I have three options. I can install Ubuntu alongside the current operating system that I have, or I can erase the entire disk, or I can do something else. In my case I want to erase the entire disk and install a fresh copy of Ubuntu, so I'm going to click forward, and now I get to choose which hard drive I want it in. Now I have two hard drives in this PC, so I'm going to take the second one, which is 2.501, and I'm going to click install now. Right, so the next thing it wants to know is my time zone. It's automatically detected that I'm in Dublin, so I'm going to keep it at that and just click forward. You can choose your own one. And you'll notice here it's detecting file systems. What it's doing there is it's just running a general diagnostic to see that everything's okay. Okay, and on the next screen it now wants me to choose my keyboard layout. So I've got Ireland, and I can go ahead and type text over there to detect anything, make sure that's okay. And I've localized it to the Irish keyboard, and I'm going to click forward. And in this next part, it now wants me to enter in my details. So I'm going to put in my name, which is Aidan. and I get to pick a username as well as a password. Now this password is pretty important. That is essentially a password that you need to write down or at least remember. Essentially every time you're installing a program or doing anything advanced, you will be wanting to use that password. So make sure it's one you can remember or have written down somewhere. So once we've entered in our password, I'm going to say I want it to log in automatically. And no, it's grand. I don't need to encrypt my own folder. If you're very security conscious, you can make it to ask for your login every single time to encrypt your home folder. I don't need to. Okay, so here's asking me if I want to import anything. I don't, so I'm just going to click forward because I want everything to be fresh. What I'm doing is it's starting to actually copy the files across from the CD. This part is worth noting. This takes is actual installation itself. It can take a while, so once it's doing this, go get a cup of coffee or whatever. It usually takes about, I'd say about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so the installation is now finished, and all this notice is saying is just restart your machine. So you just click the restart now, and wait for it to restart. Okay, so the last thing you'll see there is a little notice there, just basically saying take out your CD and press enter. So we're going to do that, and it's going to restart us straight up into Ubuntu. Okay, this next part is quite important. Here you've got your boot options. Now, because I have 2 versions of Linux, that's my one, and essentially all this is basically regular Linux is at the top, recovery mode, and a memory test. The one we want is the top one. When in doubt, usually take the top one. And that will boot us up straight into Linux. Okay, so here's Linux, your fresh new installation started up. In my next video, I'll be walking you through it, but in the meantime, the first thing you want to do is connect to your wireless network, which we did during the installation. And we're going to want to enter into it our network password and create a password for that network. And there we are, busy connecting. Okay, so at some point you will see that icon there. Okay, so if you click that icon, it will bring up this window, and this is essentially an installation of extra hardware. So we're going to go for this one here that says recommended, and we're then going to choose to activate the driver. And it's going to want the password. This is the user password that you put in at installation. It is busy downloading and installing the driver. Alright, so once this has been installed, the last thing it says is we'll need to restart the computer to activate the driver. So you're going to click close, and before you restart, you should see on the left hand side here a little icon that says Update Manager. So you click that, and what it's done here is it's run through and detected all the updates that need to be made to your computer. So we're going to click Install Updates, and once again it's going to ask us for our IT password, computer password that we put in the installation. Once that's been put in, it's then going to start downloading and installing the drivers. Now, that process can take quite a while. Once that's done, restart the machine, and I'll show you how to do that now. Okay, so I'll show you how to restart the machine quickly while that's busy downloading, but all you do is you click the power button there, and you just click on restart, that one there. In this case, though, we're going to wait for it to finish the updates before we start downloading. Right, so that concludes this first video. I hope it was helpful. I'm going to try and release one every week, so join me next time when I will give you a rundown of Linux as an operating system. I will also have a better recording, be recording the screen directly, and I will see you next time.